All right. Okay, so hopefully we're live. Let's do a mic check.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2,
Okay, so
3, 4, 5.
hopefully
Yes, it looks okay.
we're live. Let's.
Right.
So, I responded to this guy, Adam Mockler. I just texted Awesome Conspiracy Theory channel about his video that he made. Let me just run this on my iPhone so I can see that everything looks okay in the background. Okay, so so he replied, "Can you cite one line in this video that is a conspiracy? Does Elon not champion H-1B visas while looking to defund the Department of Education? Which one of these exactly is untrue?" So I upvoted, I liked his comment, and I wrote as a response, "Wow, you responded, so already you deserve a like." So let me do a video response, should be a response video. I'll update you here. Okay, and he liked it. That's good. That's nice. All right, so it's a 12-minute video. I don't know how much time it's going to take me to go through this, but let's start. Let's see.
How many times did we try to warn them, Ben? How many times did we warn Trump supporters that Elon Musk was not donating to Trump's campaign for some altruistic reason or to save America, but it's a self-serving reason? It serves his own personal and corporate interests, and now we're seeing that play out in real time because he's been.
Okay, so that's a conspiracy theory. You think that Elon is conspiring. You're attributing a conspiracy to someone. So, right, you're theorizing a conspiracy. So you are a conspiracy theorist. That's it. I don't need to say anything else. Right? Yeah, I'm not, see, so I'm not a conspiracy theorist in this case. In many other cases I am, but in this case I'm not, meaning I don't think you're conspiring. I don't think you have an alternative motive. I think that what you see is what you get. What you're saying is what you mean. What he's saying is what he means. I'm assuming no malice. I'm assuming no one is conspiring. I'm theorizing no conspiracies in general. When you end up learning that there was a conspiracy, that surprises me. But you need evidence. I would need to see evidence that somebody was conspiring, that two or more people were conspiring. So let's listen again. Maybe I should go to normal speed because let me see. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it.
How many times did we try to warn them, Ben? How many times?
What does that even mean? How many times have you tried to warn? But I don't know what that means. So you're a conspiracy theorist. What do you mean? How many times? I don't know. Like I would never warn anyone of a I mean, I don't, in general, there's no conspiracies. In general, what looks like a conspiracy, it's not. It's an emergent overlap of interest. So, global warming, a lot of people believe in global warming. To the people that deny global warming, it might seem like a conspiracy theory. Meaning it might seem like a conspiracy. Oh, all these people believe in something that is obviously false. Right. So the people who don't believe in global warming, they say, "Oh, it's a conspiracy." But the people that do believe in global warming, they believe in global warming without conspiring. They all reach the same conclusion. Right, so I might say, well, it's a wrong conclusion, and I can see why they all reach the same wrong conclusion, and I can understand why the other guys think it's a conspiracy. So I can understand everyone, but I don't need to attribute a conspiracy. I don't need to attribute malice where I can explain away everything through stupidity. Right? There is some rule, some internet rule, some internet law. Don't attribute to malice that which can be explained away by sheer stupidity. So that's it. That's all you need. You don't need to attribute malice. Let's listen again.
How many times did we try to warn them, Ben? How many times did we warn Trump supporters that Elon Musk
Okay, so I'm a Trump supporter, yeah. And I'm an Elon Musk supporter and a Vivek supporter, yeah.
was not donating to Trump's campaign for some altruistic reason, or
I mean, I think he is. And I think he is, and I think it's the correct investment. I mean, and it was a good investment, and it paid off. It's going to pay off. I mean, just his Tesla stock already shot up because of this correct investment. It was a brilliant investment. He invested in people that he thought are going to help him achieve what he thinks is a good cause for himself and for humanity. I think just the same. I think that what's good for me is also good for humanity. There's no conflict. What's good for Elon Musk is also good for humanity. There is no conflict. So okay, let's continue.
to save America, but it's a self-serving reason. It serves his own personal.
There's no conflict. I'm doing my best to save America and save humanity and save myself and help myself. I don't see the conflict. And it's also going to help you. It's going to serve you. It's going to serve everyone. It's going to serve humanity. There's no conflict.
And corporate interests, and now we're seeing
There's no conflict between corporate interest and the American people. There is no conflict.
that play out in real time because
So everything you've said up until now is incorrect. I mean, you're insinuating that there is a conflict of interest between corporate America and the American people. Okay, that's absolutely incorrect. I don't know what else to say. That's incorrect. Corporate America, at the end of the day, is America. What is America? America is the people, it's the land, but it's the businesses too. It's corporate America. Corporate America is America. So there's no conflict. Corporate America is made up by Americans. It is America. There's no conflict. It's the opposite. There is a perfect overlap of interest.
he's been advocating for two positions that seem contradictory.
Right? You are on YouTube. YouTube is corporate America, right? And your interest overlaps with YouTube's interest. And it overlaps, in your mind, with the American people. There's no conflict. I honestly, I can't begin to understand where you see a conflict.
Until you think about it a little bit deeper. On one hand, he wants to increase the flow of H-1B visa workers, which is fine. We want skilled immigrants from across the globe.
Why only skilled? H-1B, I don't know if that's skilled, but fine. Okay, so you agree with H-1B, so that's fine. So you don't see a conflict. You don't see a problem with H-1B. Okay.
But then he also wants to defund the Department of Education and defund.
We don't need the Department of Education. We didn't have it and we don't need it. We don't need education. I'm anti-education. I don't see the point of education. Not only do I not think we need the Department of Education, we don't need education. I think education is a crime. No, if a child wants to be educated, then the child should say, I want to be educated. But the entire notion of education, that's nothing but child abuse. I would say shut it down completely, make it completely illegal to force any child to do anything against their will, which is the department, which is education. Education is child abuse. No child wants to be educated. If a child wants to be educated, fine. Let the child say, I want to be educated. There's many ways a child can educate themselves or be educated. But in general, a lot of kids don't care for education. I don't care for education. I never cared for education. I'm not exceptionally dumb, but I don't think I think education is evil. Education education for children when they don't want it. Children want to play. Children want to do whatever they want to do. Let them do. Why? But leftists, they love education. I don't know why. Well, why do you care so much for education? If somebody wants to learn, that we have YouTube and AI, and there's so many ways to be educated. You can download infinite books that you're never going to read and listen to books. Why do you need education? Why are you so hell bent on educating all the time? Why do you care what I do, what somebody else does with their life? Why do you care so much? It's like leftists, they're so bothered with everybody else. Why? How is it your business anyone else's life? If it's a child or anyone, you want to make sure everybody must be educated. Must be educated. Why? Why? Why do you want people to be educated? People should do whatever people want to do. Leave them alone. People should be able to choose whatever they want. Why do you care what people do with their lives?
Fund schools across the country. And these seem contradictory, but when you think about it for a few seconds, you realize that defunding education domestically means fewer opportunities for kids to enter STEM fields, fewer.
Well, I don't know why you say that. I mean, if a child, so instead of forcing a child to sit in school, you can let a child do whatever they want. Many children will choose to go to work. Some of them will choose to go to STEM. On the way to STEM, they will need to pick up, tools and techniques that they will need on the job. Maybe they need math. I don't think that you need math for a lot of software engineering. I think math is a complete waste of time to study, but fine. Physics, I mean, if you need to study physics, I don't think you need physics for computer engineering, for software. I don't think so. Whatever a child needs in order to get a job, he'll get it. He'll go to work and they'll tell him what he needs to what he needs to learn. I would say that there is plenty of children who can start working from a very young age. And right, if a child is old enough to clean his room, which is basically 4 years old, he's old enough to go clean houses, to work. I saw a video of basically a 4-year-old on on this huge running machinery on in an industrial farm, working like a normal human being a very productive member of society, where like you would say, oh, he needs to be in kindergarten playing with toys. He was actually playing with actual equipment. But and children can do this. You don't even need to be an exceptionally bright child, but certainly a bright child can do it. There's plenty of children who can do it. Anyway, so this whole notion that you need education for STEM and STEM create, if there's a need for STEM, if there's a need for STEM engineers, then the companies that need these engineers, they will educate. They'll take kids off the streets from their homes, wherever, and they'll educate them. They'll train them. How long do you think it's going to take? It takes to train an engineer. It doesn't take that long if you focus on what you need on the job. It doesn't take that long, and you don't need to be an engineer on the first day. So in the beginning, you would go and train like as maybe customer support or customer assistance. Then you'll go to customer support, then you go to tech support, then you'll go to quality assurance, and then you'll go to actual, there's different levels, and then you go to actual engineering. In each one of these steps, there's sub steps. And throughout this process, you can study and pick up more and more math and engineering and physics and chemistry, whatever you need on the way. And all throughout this path, you're a very productive member of society. And it's all paid for by the company for which you work. And you could do this from a very young age. So you don't actually, it's not that you don't need, I think it's a complete and utter waste. The entire notion of education is a complete and utter waste.
For homegrown engineers and a less competitive American workforce, while H-1B visa workers are easier to overwork because their visa status basically ties them to their employers. So now you can see Elon Musk's play very clearly. And I want to throw it over to you. How do you think Doge?
Okay, but it's not like Elon came up with H-1B rules. The H-1B rules exist. It's not like there is the Elon says we need more workers. It's always a good thing for a good economy, a functioning economy can always grow. So and as it grows, the economy becomes bigger, so the government is bigger and stronger. The military that can be supported by this economy is bigger and stronger, and this makes America great. This makes America a greater empire. That's one of those parameters. It's not like Elon has a choice that he can bring in engineers without H-1B, that they can perfectly compete with Americans. He says there's only one way to bring in more engineers, and that's through the current existing H-1B visa program. So let's bring more of those. It's an imperfect world, and an imperfect world, that's the best. That's the best. I also think it's a good idea to bring in not just engineers, to bring in anyone who wants to be a productive member of society. Let them come. It's better. We can debate this, but as far as I know, and I can prove it mathematically, it's better for the average American. It's better for the average quality of life of an American to bring in anything that increases productivity of the economy. So if we bring in one extra laptop into the US economy, you'd agree that this has the potential of increasing the productivity of the American economy, right? I'm assuming you would agree with that. So that's how you have to look at an engineer that you're bringing into the country. It's just another way to increase productivity. Anything that increases on net the productivity of the American economy, it produces something extra, right? You bring in a laptop, but that is ultimately going to produce maybe two more laptops or something, right? It's going to create more products. And these products are going to be used by Americans as part of increasing the average quality of life of Americans. The way we measure quality of life is through GDP per capita, for example. As far as I know, that's a good way to measure quality of life. So GDP, the P is productivity, gross domestic product per person, right? Why does that correlate with quality of life? Because if the economy produces something per person, meaning, for example, a cucumber has been produced per person, okay, so each person can now eat a cucumber. If it's 2 cucumbers, then 2, and so on. This is quality of life. This is the production of apartments, of houses, of clothes, of food, of cars, of roads, of bridges, of planes, of spaceships. So this is quality of life. So anything that can increase the productivity of the economy is good for us. So bringing in an H-1B visa worker, does that increase the productivity of the economy? So if it does, meaning if on net this worker is productive, meaning he produces more than he consumes, then fantastic. That's no different than bringing in a laptop. And that means you can theoretically bring in as many laptops and as many cars and as much equipment and as many employees and as many workers as you can imagine. Infinite, theoretically. Well, we can discuss we can continue discussing when it reaches big numbers, but in general, mathematically, we should be able to bring in as many productive members of society as possible and enjoy the benefits from the get-go. Every person you bring in, you almost instantaneously, as soon as that person becomes productive, which could be on the first day, there's no need to wait, right? That person comes into the country, and that same day they can start working. Second day, third day, whatever. But very quickly, that person is starting to increase my and yours quality of life. So it's good for us. That's the H-1B visa. And okay, but you're arguing. Well, okay, what's your argument?
Ties into all of this.
Well, I think Doge is kind of the ultimate subterfuge. It's the massive distraction from the name to the logo. It's intended to be disarming while actually arming the oligarchs with all of their tools to further entrench.
Department of Government Efficiency. So again, it's another conspiracy. So you think what you see is not what you get. You think again you're being lied to. So you asked me, can you cite one line in this video that is a conspiracy? So up until now, you think everything is a conspiracy. It's not one line. You're saying everything is a conspiracy, that Elon is not being straightforward. So Elon is conspiring. It's not one line. It's everything you've said until now. You believe Elon is conspiring. Does Elon not champion H-1B visa? But that's not right. I already explained to you, right? I also champion H-1B visa, meaning bring in more. It's not like Elon. I think Elon today said we need to reform. Did I see him saying we need to reform the H-1B visa? I don't want to have to. I think I saw Elon say we need to reform H-1B visa. I'm not going to look for that now. But that already disproves. But you would say, oh no, he's reacting because no. It's look. You believe you're conspiratorial, right? That's how I feel. I feel Elon is actually being very transparent, very honest. And what he's saying, okay, yeah, he does want more H-1B visas while looking to defund Department of Education. That's fantastic. Elon specifically hates the Department of Education even more than me, more than I hate it, because he has a child who became a communist, and Elon thinks that's because of the Department of Education or something. So he hates it maybe even more than I do. I hate education. I cannot believe anyone hates the education more than I do. Which one of these exactly is untrue? No, no, no. Nothing to do with being untrue. It's different. I agree that it's true, but you're saying Elon is not being transparent. That his reason is his intention is personal, and it's not for the good of America. And what I'm saying is there's no conflict. There's no conflict of interest. The Department of Education is not a good thing for America, and it's not a good thing for Elon. So Elon hates it, but he thinks it's also bad for America, for the Americans. And H-1B visas, Elon might want it, but it's also good for me and you, for the average American. There's no conflict of interest. There's no reason to believe that that he's conspiring against us. I can't see how Elon is thinking, I'm going to conspire against the average American, but I'm going to pocket something. I don't believe it, because it's not true. Because it's not bad for the average American to add H-1B visas, and it's not bad for the average American to get rid of the Department of Education. It's a good thing for both Elon and me and you and the average American to bring in more H-1B visas and to dispose of the Department of Education. And that's why I don't think Elon is thinking to conspire to remove the Department of Education and to add H-1B visas. It just doesn't it doesn't add up. But you think that Elon thinks, now you think that H-1B visas are good, but you think the Department of Education is good. So that's where I think you're wrong. I think, and I don't know what to tell you. I just, I hate government because government is inefficient. And I love the Department of Government Efficiency and the fact that Elon and Vivek are working on it. It's terrific. It's very good. I'm very happy with that. And again, I personally don't see a conspiracy, because the Department of Education is terrible. It's a terrible thing for the American economy and for the average American. Education is a terrible thing if it's done against the will of a child. It's perfect child abuse. I hated education. I hated it. For me, it was pure abuse. Sometimes it actually is. It includes physical abuse. The American schools, and I would, I would probably say everywhere where education is forced on children, it ends up, it's like the jail system. You're forcing people to be together where a lot of them don't want to be there. So don't be surprised when some of them lose their minds and become very abusive towards others in the system. So it's the whole system is ripe for abuse, and I've seen it, I've witnessed it, I've suffered. So okay, let's continue.
Their power. I've always said that the culture war that exists right now is really
I don't know if I want to go too long. So it's half an hour. I don't know if you're not gonna have enough time to listen to the whole thing. So let me maybe listen a few more seconds, and then we'll close up.
a subterfuge by the oligarchs for a class war that they are waging against the 99% of.
That's not what's happening. Elon is doing his best for the American people. That's how I feel. I don't know what he's thinking. That's what he's saying. I'm sure, I'm convinced that's what he's thinking. That's what I would do if I were him, for the American people, right? I'm making this video. Who am I making this video for? I'm making this video, maybe hopefully you'll see it. Maybe somebody else will see it, you know. I'm making this video for the good of humanity, right? You're making your content, I'm assuming, for the good of humanity. This guy is speaking for the good of everybody. Is doing everything, whatever they can do, for the good of humanity, which is also their own personal good. There's no conflict, right? What you're doing, there's no conflict between benefiting from this video and the American and humanity benefiting from this video in your mind. So the same goes for Elon. I don't see the difference. And it just so happens that I think that your video is harming humanity. It's good for you, but it's mostly harming for humanity. Whereas Elon, it's good for him. Maybe, I don't even know if he needs H1. Okay, fine. Let's assume he needs it and it's good for him, the H1B and removing the Department of Education. Let's say it's also good for him because he hates it personally so much. Okay, but I happen to agree with Elon that H1B visas are great for the average American, and and the Department of Education, it would be great to remove it for the average American. Okay, I'm gonna stop here. I think I've said enough. I don't know if you have any further questions, let me know. All right, so I'm gonna stop here. Thank you so much.